Welcome back to JP Street Performance, you guys. We are going to be cutting out the motor mounts we created in the last video for this 1962 Willys project. Let's get started.
Built with soul, not just steel.
All right, we're going to be using our Eastwood 4x4 VersaCut table with our Eastwood VersaCut 40 plasma cutter. I'll fire this bad boy up. I'm going to change a couple settings real quick. All right, so we are going to be somewhere in between 1,000 and 1,200 cut speed. So let's go to F. Slower is better, so let's just go down to 1,000. 1,000. Enter. Cut speed is 1,000. Pierce time should be 0.9 seconds, and we are at 0.5 currently, so we're going to go T for time, and we're going to go, let's just go 1.0, get a little extra pierce time. We're kind of right in between these two here. I don't know if you can see that there, but okay. All right, that should be all we need for that. Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna load up our file. We're gonna just cut one side out just to see if our math was even correct on our last video. Put that away. F2 files, USB. There we go. So we're going to go with passenger side front mount first. Enter. Let's bring our table down. Let's go to F7, F7. So we do need to go over some and down some. We're a little too far out. Try one notch each. Hit F7 again. That's within range. That is right at the range. That will work perfectly. All right. Let's fire up our plasma cutter. Let's get it. Okay, you guys can see the slight offset between, oh, I just aligned those. There we go. The slight offset, because this thing is sitting at a slant, so these have to be slightly offset with one another. Now we're going to try to see if we can get them in here. We might take off the motor mount just to get it out of the way, to have some room to work. For now, we'll shut this down after fan cools off. get you guys in here to see this. Those mounts are gonna work beautifully. We are gonna have to just clearance the corners back there. You see it's hitting on that oil cooler line. Now, granted, like I said, he's gonna probably have to reroute some cooler lines, but for now, I'm gonna try to use what I can. So we're just gonna hack the corner off so it doesn't hit, but this mount's almost right where it needs to be. And this also gives the engine a little bit of protection from the up and down of the axle. So, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna space these perfectly, and then we'll box these in, top and bottom. Once we get it all settled, we wanna make sure the other side's gonna work with what we have. That side, we still gotta clearance everything, but for now, this is looking like it's gonna work how we expect it to. So let's try to get the other side wiggled in there if we can and go from there. Actually, what I think we're gonna go ahead and do is we're gonna tack weld the mount onto the lower part of this mount. We're just gonna hit it with a couple tacks. We don't wanna melt the bushing, but where that's sitting right now is, I mean, that is so perfect. It's got clearance all the way around the crank. So, well, let's get this tacked first, and then I'm gonna probably get the other one in there tacked, and then we can cut off what we need to cut off, and then measure the reinforcements plates. We'll worry about the other side later, because if we need to make changes, we can make changes to the length on that side. All right, so not the prettiest of tacks, but they'll hold. But you can see how beautifully our notch here for the brake line to travel through fits on both sides. So we remembered to notch that out for that brake line so we don't have to reroute the brake lines. Now we're gonna get this thing motor lifted a little bit, get this out, get the bushing out so we can actually weld, and then we'll weld this thing together, stick it back in. All right, let's see. Let's go up with the motor just a bit. Okay. The fun part's gonna be trying to get this all out as a unit. I may end up having to take this mount out first. Don't want to hit too much stuff. All right. Oh, there goes our bolts. Okay. No, don't break. All right, let's try going. Oh, we're gonna have to go up more. Okay, this is the fun and tedious part. Okay, now let's see where we're at with this. Let's see if we can't get this motor shoved away for now. Get this turned out like so. Okay. No, don't break, don't break. Oh, damn it. Well, at least my tacks will line us back up. And we know we use the ruler as a gap tool, so that as long as the ruler goes back in place, we can get that all lined back up. Okay, there we go. All right. Now, come over here for a minute. Okay. Why do those circumferences come out so different? That's why. I can't believe I did that. That makes more sense. Oh, brother. Okay. I was wondering why these were so loose. Why did I put 60? Did I write down 60? All right, well, I'm gonna remake these again. Same exact dimensions except for the sphere. For some reason, now I remember, I made these 60, they were supposed to be 51. Actually, I wanted them just a little oversized, so maybe like 51, 52, because this is technically 50.8. So I wanted them a little oversized so we could, you know, get it in there. But for some reason, now remembering, I put 30 as my radius, and I don't know why I did that. So I'm gonna remake these on CAD. That's part of the process, you guys. It's just, you know, trial and error, really. Like I said, some reason, everything else, dimensions-wise, is right. And then what I'll do for this one is actually, I might do it on both. I'm just gonna add that 45 cut in there on both of these, so it clears that line a lot easier. But then we'll have to reset it and stuff. But got a little further today. We know this design's gonna work once I fix my math right here. Again, I know exactly I did a 30 radius instead of a 25 radius. So we'll get that corrected inside of CAD. We'll recut these out, reposition them, re-tack weld them. And then on the next video, hopefully these will be this side will be kind of in place. We can work on the other side. But we're gonna be starting to make a lot more progress on this Willys project. What's up, guys? I totally lied. I ended up just saying, screw it, I was gonna get those things cut out properly. So check this out. We boxed it in. This mount is in. Got the cutouts for the brake lines. The engine is resting there. We just got done tack welding the driver's side. So this is where the motor sits. Crank sits beautifully. Nice, and try to get my camera level. Nice and level. So we're just MIG welding these because there's so much to weld. It's just faster. It's not as pretty as TIG welding, but it's definitely strong enough. So what we're gonna end up doing, got you guys caught, is taking this here, where we gotta clean the frame off really good, and then we'll weld these 90 degrees on both sides on top and bottom. So this grabs the frame on top and bottom and is boxed in, completely top, bottom, and front side, so it's fully boxed in. So we're gonna yank that one out, probably just not on camera, and then do the same thing, box it in, weld it up, mount it up, and this motor, minus a transmission mount, is officially in the car with its own custom motor mounts and sitting pretty. But for now, we're going to end this episode. This is JP Street and Performance, where dream cars are built, not bought. From the first cut to the final pass, we'll catch you on the next project.